Well, here we are, everybody. I'm shaking things up a little bit. My schedule right now is kind of crazy, I'm not going to lie. So, I was originally going to do the play of Killing Voices today. However, my time is extremely limited today on Wednesday. So, we're going to be doing this, and I'm going to be moving the play of Killing Voices to Thursday. So, anyway, we're going to be checking out the debut of Hearts2hearts. I've heard some pretty good stuff about him. I have no clue or anything about him, but I always like to watch debuts. We can kind of bring the old debut meter for this, right? So let's check it out. Ooh, it's a long sound, almost 5 minutes. That's crazy. Whoa, look at that stage. It's a fairly large group, too. This is crazy.
꿈을 꾸는데 비밀비밀 빛에 홀린 듯이 따라 걸어 호기심은 자꾸만 커져 이걸 마셔 보게 될 걸 너만 yeah 파란 핑크빛깔 섞여 영적 비겁대는 저기 빈필은 가지런히 우리 얘기를 받아쓰겠지 I'll make you say my name 어떻게 안 그래 I love the way you love the chase 내 모험에 저 걸음을 뛰다 온통
Okay.
난 더 알고 싶어 Crawl 내 맘대로 잘나는 환상의 조각 Sparkle sparkle 뭔가 본 것 같아 내 모험에 저 걸음을 Sparkle sparkle 수수께끼 난 더 알고 싶어 색깔버린 걸까 설명할 수 없는데 온 힘을 다해는 달려 멈춰서 이고 싶지 않아 이 커다란 emotion yeah. 덧다니는 퀴즈 같은 사손을 뻗어나가 친구의 순연한 문을 열어봐 졸라대겠지 I'll make you say my name 주문보다 강해 I love the way you love the chase 내 모험에 저 걸음을 뛰다 온통 수수께끼 난 더 알고 싶어 Crawl 내 맘대로 잘라낸 환상의 조각 Sparkle sparkle 뭔가 본 것 같아 Baby we got what you need I love you so sweet it pops like candy yeah 햇살에는 가만히 감은 채 내 맘대로 달려가 내 세상을 가져와 Come and get you yeah It's forever it's forever yeah
Wow, that's a pretty good high.
너와 나야 맞아 꿈꾸가 시작이야 내 모험에 첫걸음이야 내 맘대로
Interesting adds up.
가고 싶어 꿈을 시작했어 내 모험에 파란 핑크빛깔 속에 첫걸음을 덧다니는 퀴즈 같은 내 맘대로
Okay. Pretty good. Pretty good. Let's do the ending fairy, I guess. Oh, that's very smooth. I thought she was gonna do a bow and arrow with the hearts. Okay, wow. I had to kind of like go back and find my spot. Um, we kind of rank things a little bit differently and we talk a little bit differently when it comes to debuts. Debuts, we always kind of use the standard for boy groups. Shiny is the standard. For girl groups, for me personally, 21 is the kind of gold standard when it comes to debuts. And I think that there's, a lot kind of going on here, both good, and, I think there's obviously things that we can always improve on. Nobody's going to be perfect. First and foremost, gone are the days of kind of like the high-pitched voices for now. Like, it doesn't mean that people don't do, like, high notes, but the typical high note or the high vocal is kind of not really around anymore, and this kind of proves it. But second off, too, it's interesting to see how K-pop is evolving right now. Because 6 months ago, everything was very 80s club or like very much like 80s inspired tracks. And I think the interesting thing is that for girl groups, if they weren't doing 80s, they were kind of doing what I like to always refer to as the New Jeans kind of sound. That's what I dub it. It's not, you can say what you want, it's fine. But I feel like that even that has moved on. All the groups that kind of did that sound kind of don't really do that anymore. Islet, they kind of moved on. I always say this, like, they put out their song, and weirdly enough, that actually reminded me of a song from Luna. I think the song, if I remember correctly, is called Flip That. And then Cat's Eye went and did their song. And now we have Hearts2hearts here that we're talking about. And it's interesting because they kind of kept the fantasy feel, but left that trend behind. And the interesting thing is, too, is there's a little bit of grit to this. I was actually expecting this to be like an overtly cute concept, but they tempered that expectation and kind of had a nice, more, I'd say, casual feel to them in terms of concept. And, they're a huge group, so there's a lot of voices, and that kind of works for their benefit. It always just sounds like they have an army with them, which is cool. I will say, like, I think this debut was pretty good. When it comes to the choreography, very polished, vocally and stuff like that. There's gonna be some improvements for sure, and that's a good thing. Like I said, this isn't like some sort of just like, oh my goodness, kind of, they came out perfect. That nobody's gonna be perfect. Not even the most legendary of artists go out and do a perfect job every single time. I think the nice thing is, though, is the fact that they do have such a good foundation. That's the truth. And, like, honestly, I think what's most popular right now is total group harmony. And, I think there's some reasons for that I won't fully get into here. But I think that it's actually what is kind of needed for K-pop. And when it comes to the song specifically, I like the mixture of that kind of like innocent feel, but like also not childish. There's always room for things to be able to grow. And I think that that's what's most important from where their concept is right now. So, as a debut, I always say this, the debut always goes from SHINee being for boy groups is the gold standard, 21 being like the gold standard for girl group debuts. I think this is pretty good. I feel like that I could give this a solid B. I think maybe even B plus. I could be persuaded to that, but let me know what you think about that. I think B is a pretty good place because you still got plenty of room to grow. Just some things that more refining more than anything. But let me know what y'all think about this. We'll discuss this down in the comments below. Thank you, and bye, Victus.